There's a whole bunch of conventions and reptile shows going on right now with a whole bunch of varieties of species and a whole bunch of babies, that's for sure, this time of year. So with that comes a whole bunch of great breeders, but also some not so great breeders and companies. So what are the red flags that you should be looking out for to make sure that you're getting an animal from the right person? Well, in today's video, I'm going to be talking about just that, so stick around. My name is Nick Pulaski. Growing up, I have always had a passion for wildlife, and with that passion, along with my passion of filmmaking, I get taken on some amazing adventures creating wildlife content, getting up close with a variety of incredible animals. So come follow along as I pursue my goals of educating, inspiring, exploring, and conserving wildlife, all while having fun, seeing the beauty in our natural world. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for joining me here today. As you can see, I am with Wally here, my male Woma python, and I got Wally almost a year ago, and when I first got Wally, I could not believe the look of this guy. I mean, he was beautiful. He was a phenomenal snake. I got him from Travis over at TK Exotics. Shout out to you, Travis. And we were going back and forth. I saw him actually on Facebook, and he was for sale, and I was like, wow, this Woma really stands out. And I knew immediately, right then and there, I had to reach out to Travis because this boy was going to get picked up quick. But I wanted to be sure that I wasn't jumping the gun because, again, I didn't know Travis that well at the time. I wanted to get to know Travis a little bit better to see if there were any red flags. So I was asking all the right questions, seeing how long he was working with Womas, seeing if he had the parents, what the lineage looked like for the animals that he had, all the clutch mates, so on and so forth. It was an awesome back and forth constant conversation with Travis throughout the whole thing, and it gave me the confidence to finally pull the trigger on this guy right here. My conversation, the animals that I've gotten from Travis have been awesome. So again, Travis from TK Exotics, thank you again. But from my own personal experience throughout all these years, as well as what I've seen and heard from other people as well too, I have definitely had and seen my fair share of bad red flags in the reptile world for sure. And that's exactly what we're going to be talking about today. Not everything is going to go and pan out just like it did with me and Travis as we were talking about this Woma python. A lot of big reptile conventions are going on right now. Daytona was a few weeks ago. We have Arlington that was going on this past weekend, and we have the Tinley Park Reptile Show in just a couple weeks, which I will be there, by the way, so make sure to check me out there and definitely stay tuned for the content from those videos as well. But yes, I will be at the Tinley Park, NARBC Tinley Park Reptile Convention, so definitely stay tuned, and I hope to see you guys there. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of shows and stuff going on production-wise, both online and in person, that you guys definitely want to stay informed on how to purchase an animal properly. And I have another video over here of top 10 tips of how to purchase animals from reptile shows, but this one is a great one in difference to that one where it's going to go over the red flags for breeders and companies as well. So without further ado, let's kick it off with number one, which is when you're at a reptile expo, just looking over the animals in person, checking out the tables, the booths, and seeing if all the animals are checking out and looking healthy, not lethargic, looking great, not showing any signs that are going to kind of be offsetting. Examples of that might include like the mouths are open, there might be bubbles coming out of the nose, or animal might be just acting a little bit more lethargic when you pick it up and handle it. Animal could look underweight as well too. There's a whole bunch of different factors that you want to look out for and making sure that the animal is checking out. There could be a whole bunch of stuck shed on the animal. Probably not wise to go with someone like that. There could be mites on the animal as well too that you're visually seeing. There's a whole bunch of stuff that you want to make sure that you're doing and checking over the animal so you can confidently say that this animal is right to bring into your home. Especially if you have a whole bunch of other animals at home, you definitely want to quarantine that animal ahead of time, so away from your animals. But regardless, you want to definitely make sure that the animal checks out and you're confidently having that peace of mind that this animal is going to be okay and that this is a reputable person to be buying from. Definitely a big red flag is if the animal's health is not up to par where it needs to be. So definitely keeping that in mind is the first thing that I would always look for. The next thing that I would be looking for is kind of talking with the people and kind of looking at their booths or their websites or wherever and seeing what they're working with. If they're working with a mass variety of species from a whole bunch of different things, whether it's monitors, lizards, snakes, and whatever, I mean, there are some people that do this correctly where they're working with a whole bunch of species rather than focusing in on certain species and not over expanding or anything anything like that. There are some great people that are doing those types of things, but I'm talking about if they're doing these things in masses, and I'm meaning masses, and they have so much on their table, there are potential chances that those people may be people that potentially are getting wild-caught imports in, and that might not be the most healthiest animal that you potentially want to get, but also too, it could be someone that's also flipping these animals as well too, and they're personally not breeding these animals. But for the most part, if you can not get the right information about these animals up front and where the lineage is, or any simple questions that you could ask about the animals and knowing confidently what they're talking about, I mean, it might not be the best move regardless. So definitely something that kind of teeters, I would say, if they're working with a mass amount of different species. So I more so prefer to get my animals from people who more so specialize in these animals, so I can confidently get the advice and any kind of information that I personally need from those people if I need to, so I can go to them and confidently know that I'm getting the right information from them, and it's a little bit more personable at the end of the day as well too. So those are definitely things that I would also look out for. Next one that mainly I see happening online is watching out for scammers. So being mindful of these situations. It happens in all sorts of different forms, folks. I mean, you could be going on Facebook or online in general, and you could be seeing photos of animals that are not even theirs. They're pulling these off of Facebook or Instagram or other videos or whatever. They are claiming that these animals are their actual own, when that simply is not the case. So people commonly will post a high valued animal for something that's super cheap, just trying to make a quick buck off of someone that's going to immediately send them money and then ghost them. And that is something that is totally wrong and so heartbreaking when I see those types of things, and definitely something that is a red flag to begin with. So you want to make sure that you know confidently who you are getting from, and it's not going to be a potential scam at the end of the day where you're going to fall as a victim to that, because I've seen it time and time again. It's very scary if you can't catch that and you fall victim to those kinds of things. Hopefully you can fight those kind of things, but at the end of the day, it's something that you definitely want to be aware of. It kind of falls in the lines with, you're going to see deals where if it's too good to be true, it likely is too good to be true. And again, if you get weird vibes during a sale of any sort, I mean, probably something that you don't want to follow through with, because that could lead you down a rabbit hole of problems at the end of the day, whether it's a scam or some sort of bad situation. I've seen it all happen before. So if you're getting kind of weird vibes during a situation, probably not the best thing to move forward on as well. And constantly too, when you're trying to ask questions to someone, simple questions online especially, and you're trying to get answers about the animal, and they maybe answer them like one-worded or short-worded, and then they immediately keep asking for payment and stuff like that, that is something that you definitely do not want to move forward on, because again, that is more than likely a scam. I would say 95% of the time that is a scam. They're just trying to get the money from you and then completely ghost you and block you out of their life, because they're going to take the money and then they're going to run. So that is definitely a situation I would not want you to fall victim to, so definitely avoid those types of things all the time if you can. I'm all about doing your research. So you're not just doing the research on the animal at hand, you should also do the research on who you are buying from. So definitely checking reviews, checking valid sources, asking people that you know and seeing if they can speak on their behalf. Those are the things that you want to be doing to making sure that you are confidently getting from someone that is reputable and not falling victim to any sort of scams or problems at the end of the day. So this next tip is kind of piggybacking off of the other ones that we were talking about, and this is about making sure that the animal in the picture or described is actually the animal that is sent to you. So making sure that you're actually seeing the visible animal that you are getting. Like I said, before I got Wally, I was getting a whole bunch of pictures of Wally along with his parents and siblings, and that was great. But I wanted to make sure that this was the exact animal that I was getting, and I wasn't going to get a different looking animal, something that was going to look more sickly or anything like that. I was getting a current up-to-date photo of this animal, and that's exactly what I got, and that was great and a great peace of mind for me at the end of the day. So making sure that you're getting the exact animal so you can check it over in photos or whatever, video, however they want to do it, if they're doing it online or in person, that's always great as well too. Making sure it is the exact animal you want so you aren't disappointed, making sure it doesn't have any health problems or any sort of defects to it as well too. Those are all very important things that you want to see up front before you make that purchase as well, and something that they should be able to give to you easily at the end of the day, because you don't want to receive some random generic photo of one of these animals, like a random generic photo of a ball python or a Woma python or whatever it may be, a leopard gecko. Make sure that you're getting the exact picture of the animal that you are personally receiving. So that is always crucial as well. So the next tip I have for you guys is asking a whole bunch of questions, getting to know the breeder a little bit better. Even the simplest of questions, if you ask those and they can't answer those properly, it's probably a red flag. Now, it's totally understandable if someone cannot answer certain questions, if they don't have all the right information or anything like that. That's totally fine. No one has to be 100% accurate with things. I would say they should be pretty darn close. I mean, there are definitely going to be questions that may be harder to answer, but hopefully they will find the correct information to give that answer to you, or keep in contact with you to give that answer as well too. Those are great things. You want to make sure you're just having a conversation with someone. You want to make sure that they're not short-worded, they're giving you the right information, and they are telling you everything that you would confidently need to know to make that purchase. Kind of leads into my next tip here, which is pushing of sales. So if they are more so talking about pushing the sale on you rather than answering your questions, that is something that could be a red flag. Now, that doesn't happen all the time where the animal is the problem, but there definitely are people out there that are pushing sales and more so are all in it for the money rather than the animal and their well-being. So you want to make sure that not only you are confident with the animal, but they are confident with this person they are selling the animal to. So you want to make sure that they are also confident in you and your ability to take care of this animal. I personally, as a breeder, always want to make sure that everyone is fully aware of what they're getting into, making sure that they have all the credentials and all the things met before they get the animal as well, just to make sure that they have all the right information before I can confidently make a sale and know that this person is well able to take care of this animal for the lifetime of this animal. And that's how it should be, you know? I mean, you shouldn't just be a quick one and done kind of sale with no talking whatsoever, you know? It should be something that's a conversation thing. You're trying to build this relationship with this person. That way you can constantly go to this person for information if you need to, you know? If they're definitely someone that specializes with a certain species that you want to look at or anything, definitely take their contact information, get in touch with them, take a business card, whatever. Definitely keep in touch, because it's important to follow up with them and make sure that the animal is doing well for them. I love hearing from people that purchase from me and seeing updates about the animals that they currently own from me. What always makes me happy is getting updates from the animals that people update me on that they bought from me. That's always something that's really, really cool and rewarding to see. Because as the breeder, I want to know that I have the peace of mind that I'm selling this animal to someone that is going to take care of this animal as much as I took care of this animal when I produced it. So that is what I want to always make sure first and foremost as well. It's a red flag if they are solely trying to push the sale on you. So if they're being hardcore pushing of a sale on you, that may be something that you want to walk away from. So you got to know when to walk away as well. A good rule of thumb is don't ever be pushed into a sale. That's not right. You don't want to be around people that are pushy. Another thing too is husbandry. So making sure that the person you're getting from has great husbandry and maintenance to their animals. So like I said, when I got this snake from Travis, I saw his facility. I didn't even ask for the photos. I mean, he just kind of showed me stuff as he was pulling out these animals and everything. And I was seeing that the animals were clean and the place that he was housing these animals was pristine. You want to make sure that they're keeping up with the animals as well as they are when they're displaying these animals. So you want to make sure that you are getting confidently from someone that has great animals both at home and in person at shows as well too. So that's something that is even icing on the cake that a lot of people want to see, is how these animals are doing. So getting these photos, getting updates, people seeing tours of these places where they're getting these animals from, all great things that you want to keep in mind as well too. So it's never a bad thing to see those types of things as well. Hey guys, the last thing that I want to reiterate is keeping in contact with the people you purchase from. I mean, it's always a great thing to have that back and forth conversation. That's how you build these relationships that can help you down the line if you are ever in a bind and need any sort of information about an animal or a situation. Definitely having that experience and help from someone else is always a great thing for sure. We're all supposed to be here to help one another out. So that is something that is important. If they're not willing to do those types of things with you, it's definitely a red flag for sure. And like I said, anyone that purchases from me, I'm always open to them reaching out to me with any of their questions or any situations that they have, and I always invite them to do so and keep me updated on the animal regardless. That's how it should be. If they're not willing to do those things and they don't want to be in contact with you, probably a red flag for sure. So definitely wanting to get from someone that is going to be reputable and going to be able to have that ongoing conversation with you months down the line even. Yeah guys, there's my list right now. I hope that helps you guys when you're shopping online or you're attending these upcoming shows. Like I said, the NARBC Tinley Park show is coming up super soon, a couple weeks from now, and I will be attending that one. So if you are coming, let me know down in the comments below. I hope to see so many of you guys there as well too. Definitely, if you see me, come and say hi to me. And also too, if there's a tip that you personally have about
about red flags for breeders or companies that I personally didn't say that you would recommend, I definitely want you guys to leave that down below, because you will help a whole bunch of us out, myself included, leaving that down below so you can give us all the best peace of mind when we're shopping for animals. So thank you guys again for watching today's video. Like this video and subscribe to the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. It helps this channel tremendously when you do those types of things, as well as hit that notification bell so you know when I upload. And also definitely check me out on my social media as well too. Thank you guys so much again for watching. I hope these tips help you guys out, and hopefully you get the right reptile from the right person. And until next time, we will see you guys soon. Take care.